Leaders of Tomorrow Season 10, 10 seasons of empowering entrepreneurs, 10 seasons of recognizing excellence. I'm Sunanda Jaiseelan. On the show tonight, a very special conversation with Walmart and Flipkart, talking about why they're so excited about small businesses in the country. We're also going to be joined by two entrepreneurs who've benefited from specific programs that Walmart and Flipkart have here in the country. Let me dive right in and introduce our panelists tonight. First up, Nidhi Munjal, Vice President, International Partnership Services, Walmart; Jagjit Harode, Head of Marketplace, Flipkart; Rahul Agarwal, Owner, Jutex India; Anjana Kamath, Founder, Healthy Fibers. I want to thank the four of you for taking the time to join us on this panel discussion, talking about the state of India's MSMEs, talking about specific programs that you're doing here in the country, and also giving them your advice. And it's really good having the four of you here, Nidhi, Jagjit, as well as our entrepreneurs who are joining us to really give this very unique perspective. And it's exciting that we could get this panel together. So I want to thank all of you for your time. To kick today's panel off, and by way of opening comments, could you first off talk to our viewers about what exactly the Vriddhi program is? How's it structured? How can small businesses, how can SMEs and MSMEs really benefit from this program? What do they need to do to be a part of the program?
Our goal here is to really train and empower 50,000 MSMEs, and we're really excited about the journey that we've been on. MSMEs are the superheroes of the economy, but many aren't really able to realize their dreams of growth and prosperity. And so that's what we call the program Vriddhi. It is to inspire that growth. And what we do is we aim to empower the MSMEs with tools and advisory support for manufacturing, supply chain services, marketing, and other aspects that really help the MSMEs feel like we're right along them on the journey. And we're proud to say we have 10 e-institutes live. And what I mean by that is that we've got this hybrid approach of virtual tools that are out there, webinars that are out there, to really help the MSMEs learn at their own pace. We will meet you where you're at in your journey and ensure that you're able to grow with us. There's 3 key aspects of this program that we're excited about. And it's a free program as well. Develop, connect, and grow. So the aspiration here is that as MSMEs want to learn more of the business tools and capabilities, you're in that develop phase, learning different aspects on these virtual tools. And if you have the desired aspiration to grow, Jagjit will talk about this in a little bit, we want to connect you to the Flipkart marketplace. And we're seeing success there already of MSMEs going from offline to online already. And as you continue on the journey, and this is where we hope that we see many more grow, is Make in India for the world, and how do we get MSMEs suited to export to the other markets that we operate in as well. So we're getting started with the MSMEs. We look forward to taking that feedback and continue to adjust and pivot to make sure that we continue to see the growth and prosperity that's possible here.
Jagjit, this next question is to you. And I do know that Flipkart is as excited about small businesses here in the country. Where is that optimism coming from? What perhaps is the kind of growth that you're looking at when you're looking at these SMEs and MSMEs in the country?
Right. Firstly, thanks, Sunanda, for the opportunity. I think we are truly excited to be here and talking about this, program, which is very close to our heart. I think if I really look at our entire seller ecosystem, supporting MSME supply is absolutely at the core of our business in every market that we operate.
Yeah.
What we have seen very closely is that when our suppliers succeed, that sort of adds value to what we have to offer to consumers, and that sort of cycle continues. So it's very much in our interest actually to nurture as well as build supplier development program in the country and take it to the next level. And if I just talk about first Walmart has been exporting from India for more than 20 years. For example, Welspun, one of the world's largest terry towel producer, grew up grounds up in India through relationship with Walmart. And I think the Indian MSMEs are being recognized world over for their uniqueness and product quality. And which is why we see, even exports sort of, going at record levels. And in India specifically, if I talk about, sort of what's been happening. So there's a significant, uptake for goods produced, in the districts by our local artisans. The number of sellers coming online has been growing very, very strongly and encouragingly. Just to sort of give you, the kind of interest that we have seen as part of, post-COVID hit.
Yeah.
A lot of consumers looked at Flipkart for, their needs. And I think even the local entrepreneurs and sellers saw, understood that, and that came, a lot of them came online strongly to support those needs, right? So I think that's what, sort of has been going pretty strongly.
I will come and talk about the impact that the pandemic has had on SMEs and MSMEs, Jagjit, in just a moment, and also what you're specifically doing. You were talking about it briefly, but I will come back to that point. I just want to give both our entrepreneurs the opportunity to give us their opening comments as well. First, you, Anjana, tell us all about Healthy Fibers. What does the business do? Where did the idea for it come about? How many people do you reach right now? What do you want our viewers to know about the business?
I've been a part of, a business family overall. So I always had this thought of having my own business or trying to do something of my own. There's where this entire thing began, and I always wanted to do something new. So my research in adulterated cooking oil market began, and that's when I realized that the consumption of bad adulterated cooking oil or edible oil is growing by the day, and that's not what our nation wants, right? So finally, where there is health, there is wealth, and it transpires to the entire nation as well. So with that thought, I decided to, come out with a particular brand which people can trust for their family's wellness overall, and which stands entirely on the purity grounds. So there would not be any chemicals or any sort of chemicals rather, which is used in any of the products. So today we just started from 5 products in our range, and now we have 40 plus products. So we've just grown over 3 years of time.
Okay, fantastic, and wish you all the very best for that. Let me come to Rahul. Rahul, talk to us about your business. A similar question as to Anjana, and also just give us an overview of what the jute market in India is really looking like, and why you decided to launch a business in that field.
After completing my MBA Finance from IBS Hyderabad, I joined my 30-year-old family business. So we were into textiles from 30 years. We are into plastics, yarns, jute yarns, and then we went into forward integrated to home furnishings. So sustainable, our Jutex India, our brand is totally around sustainable and organic products. We want to, promote upcycling, recycling of products, then use sustainable materials. So that is how the idea came from. So jute in India was considered as to be a packing commodity, a low inferior commodity in early days, because we are associated with this trade from 30 years. But slowly we developed this new products, new yarns, so that could come to our houses. So from jute being an inferior packing product, it came out to be a superior, home furnishing product. So that's what India is all about. It's about innovation, diversifying the use. So Jutex India represents that brand of textiles that promotes sustainable products. But Walmart with the helped us that there is a potential for jute products in India too. And when we launched our products, we saw that. Earlier we used to have a take a feedback from around the world, and people used to say, jute products, no. But see, when we launched the products, we came to know that the liking and the acceptance of jute products in India too. So that through online sales, we have experienced that growth.
It's time for a quick commercial break. On that note, we're back in just a moment. with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. When we're talking industries like, say, khadi or jute, we're typically talking traditional industries. What is the role and the scope for using of digitization and technology in industries like yours? How is it being used? Could you give us a personal example of perhaps how you are doing it to reach newer markets, whether it's in India or across the world?
See, for traditional industries, like India was the house for handloom, pitloom kind of products. That was traditional art forms, craft forms in India.
Yeah.
So these were dying 10 years back. When these platforms like Flipkart, it helped artisans to showcase their products, because a big buyer, a retail chain may think out of a cost sensitive way, but if an artisan gets to display his product online and there is a liking for it, then the demand comes in. So it gives encouragement, and so that kind of digitization has helped traditional art forms to craft forms to grow. So that is for Indian side, Indian industry. And for us, for during the pandemic, it might have been a worst case scenario that we were facing, and it was ours as a premium product segment. But through digital outreach throughout the world and through Flipkart, we not only we sustain our present trajectory of sales, but we were able to experience a growth of 20 to 25%. So that is what digitization is helping. That it is opening up the impossible opportunities to us. So that is very great. It is very great.
Sure. So two things that you are talking about, digitization and pandemic, and I want to pick up on both those points and come to Nidhi, to you first. We talk very often here on the Leaders of Tomorrow about the role that digitization plays when it comes to bridging urban and rural, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 markets. Could you talk to us about how you are doing that under the the Walmart Riddhi program, ensuring that an MSME, no matter where they're based, perhaps has an equal chance and a shot?
So what we look at in Riddhi is putting the supplier at the center of everything we're doing. And I love what Anjana and Rahul are doing from a technology, listening to what's happening around what customers are looking for and how do we adapt. And that's what we're doing with Riddhi when we look at how is this program to better empower MSMEs. And so from a digital perspective, we know that in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, having access to technology, it does not come easy. And so what we've really done is ensure that we've made the platform for Walmart Riddhi available on iOS and Android as well. And again, it's a learning platform that is easy to use, and hopefully Anjana and Rahul can attest to that as well. And again, at your own pace. And we're trying to ensure that not just as the curriculum is out there that we leave them be. We actually sit with them kind of side by side, whether it's virtual or through one-on-one advisory. When we're able to do that more in person, we'll be there right alongside with them to go through that. The other thing that we're looking at, and this is what I think is most exciting, is helping MSMEs go from what has been the traditional, footprint of small kiranas and other small businesses in the physical footprint, and seeing that shift of how do we train and empower them to go online, like in a marketplace for Flipkart. With Flipkart being this innovative, homegrown e-commerce company, there's so much potential for us to see that shift, and it's exciting to see. It's like having a baby take their first steps when you see that first product being sold online because of the marketing and tools that we've been able to provide. And that's really exciting, because I think that opens up a whole new potential of opportunity for how these MSMEs can really see their businesses thrive.
Sure.
And I think when we look back at how we've shifted for this during the pandemic, we saw MSMEs, of course, struggling, especially as businesses had shuttered. Traditional, bed sheets and towels weren't being purchased. People were looking for masks and hand sanitizers and other opportunities. We quickly pivoted the Riddhi program to provide training and tools to help retool these MSMEs to say, okay, you're producing steel appliances. How do we help teach you to produce hand sanitizing stations that could be used for the market today, so they could still continue to thrive with Riddhi? Similarly, bed sheets and towel manufacturers, how could you produce PPE and other things for masks and what hospitals are looking for as well? And that was all done digitally as also, because we were all really not able to be together at that point. We found ways to do that through the online tools. And knowing that it's a free program that's out there, available to no matter where you're at across India. I think that's where the potential really lies, is that you could easily go on walmartriddhi.org and sign up now if you want to be a part of that success story.
Okay, you're talking about the pandemic, Nidhi. I just want to take that point forward with Jagjit. When we started this conversation, you spoke about some of the work that you're doing with SMEs and MSMEs, particularly during the pandemic. But anything else that you'd like to add about how you've continued to support and handhold them, even as we're hopefully seeing the last leg of the third wave, and that the rest of 2022 at least is perhaps going to see growth really coming back into the economy?
Sure. So, look, I think when the pandemic hit, it was a difficult time for everybody, and I think a lot of our entrepreneurs were looking for guidance. And like Nidhi said, I think we all had to pivot. So, while one pivot was about how do we educate them, and Riddhi played that role of sort of changing the program to have these trainings and seminars and workshops online. On the other hand, it was also about providing insights and working capital support, these two things, to a lot of our sellers and a lot of small entrepreneurs who were badly hit with pandemic. And I think what we did was we ran many programs to help these folks maintain their cash flow, understand where the demand was shifting, learn from it, and I think continue to fulfill the consumers. Like I said last time, the good news actually, interestingly, has been that during this difficult period, consumers also looked at online to get their supplies, to fulfill their needs. And so a lot of entrepreneurs who sort of showed resilience, worked with us and actually built on it, they've seen their sales grow much more, right, during pandemic than the post-pandemic era. So what we've seen is there are hundreds and thousands of these stories where with the help of the programs like Riddhi, and with the help of the working capital support and the insight support that we've been able to provide, a lot of these entrepreneurs have a lot of more confidence in growing into different more categories, sort of coming online and serving the consumers even better. So sure, that's been happening.
I want to pick up on something that you said, Jagjit, and bring Anjana in on this point. Anjana, what the pandemic has forced businesses to do, small businesses, entrepreneurs perhaps like yourself, is to embrace technology and digitization much more now than ever before, particularly e-commerce. So using your own personal experience very briefly, we're running out of time on the panel. If you can talk about how that has worked for you, your learnings perhaps, and therefore based on that, advice for someone who's watching this interview.
Yeah, so I think pandemic has turned over a lot of things. From the lockdown of not having our local Kirana stores open to ordering online. So initially we had everything offline, taking my own example, but Walmart Riddhi program came as a blessing for me right then. And it actually helped me grow into the space of e-commerce overall. So then we decided on the whole to expand our e-commerce platform, and we have our own website called healthyfibers.com. Besides, we have our other channels, businesses going on, maybe on Flipkart as well. So that's how it has given a complete shift for small businesses like mine as well.
So let me get then advice for someone who's watching today's interview by way of closing comments. This is for all four of you. Maybe I could start first with you, Rahul. Based on your experience just during the pandemic and as a small business which has achieved the kind of scale that you have, what advice do you want to leave our entrepreneurs with? The overarching theme that we're working with on the show in this edition is shaping and enabling entrepreneurs for the new age. We're definitely in a new age. Technology, digitization, the pandemic has forced everyone to change. Keeping all of that in mind, what would you want to leave your fellow entrepreneurs with?
My simple advice is be patient, do your hard work, and always focus on innovation. These things will actually help you grow big and achieve those horizons which you have never imagined.
Nidhi, not just through the Walmart Riddhi program, but for any entrepreneur who's watching today's conversation, what would you like to tell them as they're preparing themselves for a new way of selling, a new way of buying, just a new way of doing business? What would you want to tell them?
I'd like to tell the MSMEs that if you have the desire and aspiration to grow your business, Walmart Riddhi is right there alongside you. And so at the pace that you want to learn, at the pace that you want to grow, we'll be here providing the expertise that Flipkart brings to the table with our global experience as Walmart as well, to give you those opportunities in a free program to be able to really make a difference and see your dreams come to life.
Jagjit, you work so closely with small businesses. What would you like to tell them about how they should be preparing themselves really for this new way of life and this new normal, really?
To start with, my message would be to sort of dream big. And I think we're all lucky to be in this, transformation where digitization in general and online commerce with it is helping each and everyone access entire much larger consumer base. And therefore, if you have any interest in sort of pursuing your dreams of fulfilling consumer needs, Flipkart is completely committed to delivering value through you and through our ever growing marketplace. So take that leap.
Nidhi, Jagjit, Anjana, Rahul, thanks so much for your time. Unfortunately, that's all we could manage to pack in, but there's so much more to discuss about why India is such a great market when it comes to doing businesses for entrepreneurs as well as for global majors like Walmart, as well as for Flipkart here in the domestic market. For tonight, it's a wrap though. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.